The pre-bans shall come out soon, but I can't help but wonder for Krom'z if some of the matches out of Silent Control had an impact, like Lulu.
Okay, so just getting rid of Lulu outright. I mean, we've seen it done a couple of times, and I think it's really hard to say whether, you should pre-ban it or not. Sometimes you're able to find an answer, but nonetheless, it is one monster to just not have to worry about. Silent Control looks like he's just gonna go with the trusty Fire and Bison as that first pick.
Definitely a good read by Krom'z there. He had a feeling that Silent Control would revert to some of his second turn strategy. And of course, Lulu and Fire Bison was what Silent Control was looking for, but he does not have it anymore.
Yeah, the Lulu not going to be there by your side, able to keep the team alive and get that later window of opportunity. So Silent Control needs to start thinking about some other options. Krom'z taking a lot of time on these first pick, decides to go for the Sierra and then the Okeanos as well.
Definitely, he was thinking through a lot of different strategies in his mind, but decides to go for his trusty combo. Silent Control considering the Fran now that Lulu is gone. And for the third pick, it should be a bruiser of some sort.
Yeah, we'll see. We saw a brief highlight there, but Silent Control might want to revert back on his decision. As you mentioned it, Peter, Fran going to be there in place of Lulu and friends, and then the Moor going to be locked in for Silent Control.
The reason why Silent Control switched out the Ragdoll was because he knows that Krom'z doesn't have Ragdoll, so he can save it for later and just instead take away a unit from Krom'z right now, which was the Moor.
Yeah, just really having that awareness of who you're playing against, of course, matters a lot in these drafts as you get deeper into the bracket. You want to get whatever edge you can. Krom'z looking for an answer in pick 3 and 4. Krom'z is taking a lot of time. He is so meticulous right now. Picks up Chiwu and then the Chungpung as well.
Chiwu Chungpung means Krom'z is definitely going for a lot of that control. And Silent Control, he's bringing back the Ragdoll, of course. We can't forget this unit, how powerful it is into almost any team comp.
Yep, Ragdoll always providing just so much value for the team, and of course, just as a bruiser himself as well. And then we see the Masha being picked up by Silent Control as the last pick.
The return of the Fire Beast Rider. Masha takes such a good utility of her skill 3 passive, which gives her attack bar extra amounts, which Ragdoll also provides within his passive.
Yeah, but Ragdoll will be banned out by Krom'z. Doesn't want to have to deal with that passive at all, so Masha won't have that specific synergy. Will still be going in to Game 1, though, alongside Silent Control. This is Game 1 in a best of 3 to see who moves on in Group B of the APAC preliminaries.
Just as you said, Chobra, now that the Ragdoll is not here for Masha, how much control and damage can she get is the question. But Chungpung is here to stop some control coming out of Silent Control. Just look at the attack bar reduction.
Oh my goodness, you hate to see it. We saw some of this on day 1 yesterday for Group B, and once you start controlling that attack bar, it really starts to be punishing against the enemy player. Sierra looking to see which target she wants to go for.
Bison is going to be the choice. Definitely wants to keep him on lockdown so that Krom'z does not get some retaliation. And that damage, though.
That damage all across the board, finishing off the Fran as well, and then the stuns. Okeanos returning with some high value.
Krom'z showing why he always reverts back to his CC comp. It is working out fantastically for him as we look at the board.
Oh my, everyone just wiped out right after the Okeanos. I mean, the Okeanos just sets all of it up for the finishing blows, and Krom'z will take a very, very quick Game 1 as he leads in this best of 3.
Krom'z the Tiger gonna be the first one to taste some blood of his opponent's Silent Control. It is definitely not a pretty sight to see when you see a player getting completely controlled out of the whole match.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, and again, we saw a little bit of it yesterday, but it is just so punishing when you're able to get that lead. So Krom'z is going to take advantage of it, and as you mentioned it, he proves just why that composition is so powerful. Now, Silent Control, what is your answer in game number 2?
Silent Control's answer says Chungpung was too much out of Krom'z. That turn 1 with all the attack by reduction was way too much, so he is gone now, and Ragdoll is just going to be a comfortable pre-ban for many of these players. He is sitting in the rank 1 of most pre-banned units.
Okay, so we have the pre-bans, the Ragdoll now taken out, as you mentioned. The Lulu and friends still being taken away by Krom'z. Doesn't want Silent Control to have that monster alongside the likes of Molong and the Fire and Bison.
Really good point by Chobra. Not only did he pre-ban Lulu in round 1, he now takes it as the first pick, putting a lot of respect and emphasis on Lulu and friends. Silent Control, he's got a little bit of response though.
Okay, Fran, and then the Diana now comes out. Of course, a trusty monster we've seen time and time again to help try to turn things around. Krom'z still gonna stick with the faithful Okeanos. Did so much work for him in that first game. Jogun going to be considered, and then the last pick will be, as we run down the clock, it is going to be Savannah.
Krom'z is feeling really comfortable right now with this first turn strategy. It has worked out great for him last time, so why not again is what Krom'z is saying. The Leo, of course, going to be an eyesore, instantly banned out.
Okay, so Leo banned out, and then the Jogun taken out against Krom'z as well. We have Krom'z leading 1-0. He just needs one more win to move on to the best of 5 losers bracket final in Group B of the APAC preliminaries.
Here is Oki to start off the match, looking for his Spear of Devastation onto a target.
Oh, he chooses the Mo Long.
The Mo Long?
Oh,
what is that? Nothing is landing out of Krom'z.
Oh my gosh, the Mo Long just standing still.
Oh, Diana? Why? What?
What?
How do you expect that to happen?
What is going on in this game, Peter? Nothing is going as you would expect.
That was honestly the biggest throw I have ever seen within SWC 2021. But Silent Control, he somehow knew the bomb will not stick, and he does not pay the price.
How do you take that risk and get away with robbery for free? This is insane. Silent Control, it's as if he can read the future.
Literally, he just committed a crime and got away with it scratch-free. Now, Fire Bison is here, not able to get much done at the moment, but of course, Fran with the cleanse is going to be very annoying for Krom'z.
I'm just still flabbergasted as we continue to see Silent Control just keeping up the advantage after that initial turn. Diana trying to go for another one.
Diana going for another one, and that is a dead Savannah. She is going to get dismounted from those dots, so he does not need to touch her unless he wanted the stun.
Yeah, so just going to get the damage down onto the Okeanos. Savannah now dismantled, does have the damage, but of course not enough to do any crucial damage against the Diana.
Crucial damage is being landed out, but the Okeanos still needs one more turn for his Rain of Stone Psycho Crusher.
Oh, gets the stun onto the Okeanos, some damage across the board as well. Now the Mo Long trying to finish off the Savannah.
Savannah doing whatever damage she can before she goes down, but Diana's here looking still healthy.
Oh my gosh, finishes off and then gets another turn, now transforms, going for the Pew Pew.
Pew 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 is what Diana says, looking for more damage, and Lulu finally gets some turn of her own, but it's just Oki now. Where did his friends go?
Yeah, it's just Okeanos. I mean, Rain of Stones.
Good damage.
Okay, yeah, and some stuns as well, but this is still pretty dire for Krom'z right now.
Spear of Devastation looking for the killing blow onto the Fran, and it is not enough, but Oki still has the hopes.
All right. Okay, well, he did finish off the Fran, all right? We got to give him credit where credit is due, but Diana gets rid of the Lulu, and now there's no sustain for Okeanos. Can he do this alone?
About the hope I was talking about, Chobra, that has been reduced by a significant amount at this point. Okeanos no longer has the one last friend he was hanging on to. Left her all alone, friendless, he goes down.
Oh, wow, and that is going to be Silent Control tying things up here in this game, 1-1. Just the beginning of that game, Peter, Silent Control just getting away with robbery for free. With that Diana, he took this giant risk, and he doesn't get punished.
I am going to put my official marker on this. This was the most toxic Diana game I have ever watched in my life, maybe.
That was so insane. I mean, as soon as you started freaking out about the transfer, I was there and I was watching. I was like, this has to be over. I mean, you were freaking out about the mistake, and then he just doesn't get punished, and he somehow must have known. Silent Control now ties it up 1-1. I mean, he obviously still is able to carry out the rest of that game, but that was such a crucial moment where he is able to rely on that Diana surviving. And now we return to Game 3. The Ganymede and then the Lulu and Friends pre-bans return in Game number 3. Silent Control still kicking things off with the Fire Emblem Bison.
Chrome the Tiger, you have to pull it back now. Get together, whatever mentality, keep it together, right? You got to have composure now coming into this game number 3 because it is going to be match point for both players.
I mean, listen, this is why we have the drafts. This is why we have the best of series. Anything can happen at any given moment. You just have to make sure that you get the advantages you can. Krom'z is here for a reason. He made it to the APAC qualifiers for a reason. He's trying to answer back in Game 3. He kicks off his picks with Sierra and Fran, and Silent Control picks up that Juno, and we talked about it before this match, Peter. That monster has been very, very crucial today.
The reason why we're seeing a Juno this early on, although there's no control from Krom'z yet, is because Juno is a very good counter to Fran. Makes her skill 3 a lot less useful. So Juno's definitely an eyesore for Krom'z right now, given we know Krom'z love his CC.
Yeah, Krom'z. Oh, okay. We're seeing a bit more of a change-up as well. The Artamiel coming out for Krom'z alongside the Okeanos.
Now that is the babysitter of Diana, the one and only who can try to keep a leash on her, along with Antares and a couple other units, right? But Artamiel, he is definitely one of the strongest counters.
All right, so Artamiel picked up by Krom'z, and we're going to see Silent Control go for the Ragdoll and then the Chloe to wrap things up for his composition.
To be honest, Chobra, I don't know how I feel about Chloe. She is great with the Fnatic, but I feel like that's all she has to offer, unlike Pontos, who has a fully packed kit. Krom'z going for the Artamiel and Jaeger synergy. That Jaeger is going to be a great counter to Chloe's Fnatic buff, which is why it gets banned.
Okay, so Jaeger out and Ragdoll out against Silent Control. One game standing in the way for both of these players as they look to move on to the losers bracket finals in Group B of the APAC preliminaries.
This match is going to be very tough for both players. Okeanos starting off the match with the reset successfully onto Chloe.
Okay, and Okeanos looking to see what his next move will be. Just an attack onto Diana.
Attack onto Diana. Not much Krom'z can do at this point as Juno follows up now, turning in those attack buffs into dots. But Sierra still has her attack buff. It is time to now make use of that. Looking for...
Oh my, the Sierra not getting the jobs done right now in this match. This is pretty crucial.
Krom'z. My heart hurts for this man right now. Krom'z needs to try to pull it back together as we see Fire Bison just grabbing so much control. And of course, when Artamiel is stunned up, it is easy for Diana to transform. And here is the Pew Pew. The Sierra is going to be taken down.
Oh, Sierra already out of the game for Krom'z. He's hurting right now as he goes for the rain of stuns across the board against Silent Control.
Spear of Devastation is a follow-up from Okeanos, but Diana says, hold up, I want to be pew-pewing. Wait a minute.
Oh man, here goes the Diana again.
The pew-pews are coming out onto Fran, not scared of the counter from Artamiel, transforming back, looking for some stuns and damage.
Okay, so puts a lot of damage down onto the Fran, just going for the finishing blow, not relying on any of the dots or any extra risks, as we have Juno finishing the job.
In this match, we did not get to see the reason why Artamiel was picked. The units on the side of Krom'z went down way too quickly. At this point, Diana just trying to buy time. Silent Control knows he's in an advantageous spot. He just needs to keep his units alive.
Yep, just going for a bit more of that sustain, waiting to just spread out the damage chip by chip. Okeanos has a chance here with the Rain of Stones.
Looking for damage, but no stun on Chloe. Means there's just going to be even more sustained response out of Silent Control. Artamiel, he is very weak when he is left 1v4. It's hard to take him down, but eventually you will get the job done.
Yeah, Artamiel just doing what he can, hopping back and forth, but like you mentioned, Peter, it's not looking so hopeful for Krom'z.
Looking for the damage, the counters, but the Chloe is here with the healing.
Oh no! Just too much sustain right now on the side of Silent Control, and Krom'z, of course, all alone with that Artemil.
He keeps landing stuns, but onto the worst target possible, Juno. It's only helping out his opponent. Artemil trying so hard to hang on for dear life, but things are getting darker and darker for Krom'z.
Yeah, that health bar is just seconds away from being deleted.
Deleted is going to happen soon. Psycho Crusher from our Bison, and that is it for Krom'z.
Silent Control finishes the job with his trusty Fire M Bison. He takes the victory 2-1. Krom'z not able to answer back, and as you mentioned it, his monsters just died too fast in that game 3.